notepad, so this is gonna be probably all over the place, but, thank God they were black, right? I was at a hair appointment the other day, and the lady asked me, where are you from? And I said, Ohio. And apparently she had a roommate, also from Ohio. And in the nicest way possible, she was telling me a story about how she was culture shocked when she got to the Bay Area. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't know what part of Ohio she was from, but I mean, we had different, ethnicities where I grew up, and we have a lot of fields. But when I moved to the Bay Area, I was a lot more into activism. I mean, there's a protest for just about everything, right, around here. And so I was getting really into it. I didn't know a lot of people. I thought, oh, okay, this is a good way to meet friends or whatever. So, I live in Oakland, and so when the Black Lives Matter marches were going on, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna do that. So, here we go, we're walking down the street. I'm walking, just following the crowd, going exactly where they're going, looking around, kind of getting into it. And I had to stop though, recently because I got hurt during that march. I'm kind of a shorter person, so even though I was going exactly where the crowd was going, when I stepped over the homeless person, I couldn't clear it, but so that whole march for human rights. That's okay. I understand the need to protest. What I don't understand is this blocking the highways. That's a new one for me. That seems really sort of, that it's just not right. What we should be doing is blocking the HOV lanes. Just do that. I don't understand, a self-respecting black man driving a Prius. Let's stop the Teslas, on their way to Palo Alto, and let, Jose come, get home after just make a chain over the HOV lane. I think that would probably bring some attention, maybe some money, but that was weird. I remember sitting on my porch and I actually turned on the police scanner the night of the riots, and man, those cops, they were three calls deep, and just saying, I'll get there when I could get there. And I was like, wow, we're on our own here. So, my boyfriend, who wasn't worried about it at all, he's from Scotland, so he had his golf club by the door. That's what he thinks is going to stop a bullet for him. So I went out in the backyard, and I turned on that police scanner, and I turned it on really loud, because there's no way that anybody will mistake that little radio that cops have on. So it sounded like there was a cop. I thought that was pretty clever. So now if I go walking the dog late at night, that's what I'll just have it in my pocket, and I look like a really bizarre undercover cop, maybe walking the dog. But there aren't a whole lot of calls on the Oakland station, which is weird. So I usually have to listen to Indianapolis. So it kind of brings me home, Dad, lost his tractor. Go down and get that tractor. The other thing I did is I have a truck, and everybody's stealing the catalytic converters around here. So I was really worried because I love my truck. So I actually put a note in the windshield in Spanish that basically said, hey, Tony, I'm coming back with that part to try and get this truck to start. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. So if they came up to the truck, maybe they'd do that. But so far, I still have the truck, so I guess it's working. He had mentioned that he worked with animals. I also worked with animals for a while, and I gotta tell you guys, if you're ever in a shelter situation, don't worry about those three-legged dogs. Every shelter person that has ever worked in a shelter, we have thought about amputating for those long-term residents. Because as soon as they get those three, they lose that leg, they are adopted like the next day. It's sad. You're walking a three-legged dog, right? Like, you're automatically a good person because you took that. Yeah, the pity mix that has a bite history, then you're responsible. That one's been there for 3 years, so you're doing fine. Another thing I also mentioned is, I don't know if anybody has a French bulldog. Who does? Anybody?
I got a pug.
That's all right. Pugs are all right. You have a French bulldog?
Yep.
So here's the thing. If somebody walked past your little bulldog thing and didn't acknowledge it, would you wonder what's wrong with them? A little bit, right? Yeah. Do it. Everybody do it. Come on.
30 seconds.
It'll bug the shit out of them. It's like calling somebody by the wrong name on purpose.